Ever thought you nailed the Metallica riff? Then realize years later that you've been playing it wrong. It happens to all of us. Metallica's riffs might look simple, but there's a lot of subtle stuff that makes them special. I'm breaking down 5 riffs I had to relearn the hard way. So this riff is one of the easiest ones for beginners to mess up, and it's the intro to Enter Sandman. Honestly, every beginning guitarist messes this part up, including myself, and that's because it's a little trickier than it first seems. And here's the thing, is you can keep playing it the usual way that you do, because it's honestly like a 2% difference from what Hetfield was doing. But if you want to nail it 100%, there's a little trick that Hetfield uses that takes it to that next level. If you're a sharp-eyed Metallica fan and a guitar player, you've probably noticed that James Hetfield doesn't play power chords in a traditional way. Not that it's wrong, just not in a traditional way. And that's because he's a self-taught player. Luckily, my high school had a guitar class with a guitar teacher, so I was able to nail down the basics and work my way up to what I wanted to play from there. So normally most people play power chords like this. Hetfield plays them like this. He uses his pinky instead of his ring finger. Again, not wrong, just a different way of playing. But what this does for him is he can hold out notes, just like I was doing in the first example. See how most beginning players, they play it like this. And if you notice, you're not able to hold out this note the entire time because you have to move it to come up here. See, if you play it this way, then you can hold out that note like you're supposed to. Again, it's not really that big of a deal, but if you want to take this Enter Sandman riff to the next level, that's how you should play it. And once you realize this little trick that he does, he uses it in the Call of Cthulhu as well. So here's the whole intro to Enter Sandman. I recently figured out this one when I was recording the guitars for Leper Messiah, and it's really subtly tricky. For a long time, I thought there was a lot of gallops in the verse. The rhythm throughout the entire song is a little weird, so I thought it was continued in this verse riff. Maybe it was bad tabs, or maybe it was just like the drumming underneath, but it really fooled my brain for a while. But in reality, I was making this part way more complicated than it needed to be. Here's what I was playing for weeks, trying to nail down every detail for that video. But when I watched Metallica live, I noticed something different. Then I found this great video by Julian Menard, and I learned the real way to play the verse. They do keep the gallop, but in very specific parts. So the real way is supposed to be... It's a small change, but it makes the verse easier to play, and it gives the right amount of heaviness. The downstrokes add the right punch that the riff was missing when I was playing it wrong. So here's the verse of Leper Messiah with me playing it correctly. Quick break, if you're enjoying this video and you want to help me keep making videos just like this, please go check out my Patreon and my YouTube membership. On both, you'll get early access to videos, behind the scenes stuff, vote on the content that I make, you'll get a discount on all the tones that I create, including the one that I use in this video. So if you enjoy what I'm doing and you want to support me, please go check that out. I want to give a quick shout out to this guy. Thank you for being a Patreon subscriber. Your support means a lot to me. And I also want to give a special shout out to ToneDeck. They've been supporting me basically since day one. They offer some of the best tone-matched album IRs in the game. So if you want to sound like Metallica, go check out their website and use my discount code below. Thank you to ToneDeck. Thank you to my Patreon subscriber. Thank you if you're subscribed, because that's a lot of support as well. And thank you for watching this video. Now let's get to Harvester of Sorrow. Like Enter Sandman, this is one of my oldest mistakes. And like Leper Messiah, I've been overcomplicating this riff. For years, I fumbled through this riff, trying to really match the rhythm that's on the album. I talked about it in my Harvester of Sorrow video, but here's how I was playing it as a teenager. So yeah, I was adding like a hammer-on pull-off thing. I don't know if it was, again, I don't know if it was bad tabs or if it was me and my best friend just like trying to learn it by ear and just like almost getting it. And if you play it this way, it just sounds awful and it's just overplaying. In actuality, James keeps it a lot simpler and it makes it heavier. So yeah, just a lot heavier and just gets rid of all the overcomplicated playing that I was doing before. Fixing that mistake made a really big difference. So here's the correct verse of Harvester of Sorrow. This one is definitely the dumbest mistake that I have been making for years. And I don't think a lot of you guys have made this mistake like I have. If you're my age, you probably learned a lot of songs on Ultimate Guitar. It's an amazing resource and it has a lot of great tabs on there, but there's a lot of tabs you have to sift through to find a good version. And I think that's what happened here with the intro to one. It was great for learning songs fast, but it wasn't great for training my ears to learn songs. And that's something I'm starting to realize matters a lot. So whatever shitty tab I was using at the time, I think had me playing it like this. Honestly, a really subtle mistake, and if you're not a guitarist, try to catch where I'm messing up there. It's a really subtle part, but it makes it sound a lot better when you get it correctly. That big discovery came in the last couple of years while learning songs for this channel. I was going through and trying to remember songs I hadn't played in years because I kind of put down guitar for a while. And when I was getting back into playing guitar for this channel, I was playing through this and I realized a huge mistake that I had made all those years ago. And it turns out I was just missing a few key notes. What I had forgotten was after this chord, the second turnaround, after you do the... For some reason, I didn't know that they did that. I don't know why it took so many years for me to learn to play it correctly. Honestly, this is probably my dumbest guitar mistake that I've ever made. And it just goes to show that I should have been using my ears a lot more to try and learn songs, because it helps so much. Guitar tabs are a really great resource, but it's also good to use your ears to make sure you're getting everything 100% correctly. So here's the whole intro to one. This last one, the pre-chorus to Master Puppets, is probably my favorite mistake because I was able to correct it myself. I was working in this part for one of my earliest videos and it just never quite felt right. Here's what I was playing back then. So it's accurate, but there's just not enough oomph on one of the notes that I had noticed. And that's because I was doing this. And that lacks the power that it has on the record. No matter how many times I had played it, it just didn't click. And then I realized it was just a simple fretting issue. And that's when I came up with this way. Either way works. I just think I get a lot more power when I do it this way. And that just helped everything fall into place. That small little change gave the riff the extra punch that it needed. It's not a huge detail, but it definitely took my playing up just a little notch. And then there's another thing that a lot of people debate over. It's the, For the longest time, I've been playing it. So staying on the 8th fret instead of the starting on the 7th and then going to 8th. And honestly, I'm starting to hear now that the second example is right. So here's the entire pre-chorus of Master of Puppets. Details matter. Those subtle changes that I made to how I played Hetfield's riffs made all the difference. But if you didn't catch those differences the first time, don't stress. Training your ear and really digging into every riff pays off, because after a while, you'll also be able to notice all the differences. In this video alone, I showed you 5 riffs that I've been playing wrong this entire time. Some mistakes were tiny and barely noticeable, and others just plain dumb. But once you start paying attention to those details, you pick up on the little nuances that bring you closer to the album's sound. And that makes you feel like a better player. I can't tell you how good it felt fixing that small part in Master of Puppets. It added that extra 5% of the riff that was missing and made it all that much more fun to play. So tell me, what riffs did you get wrong for years? I need to know I'm not the only one. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. It really means a lot to me. If you enjoyed this video, please do subscribe. I'm trying to hit 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to check out another one, I think you should check out this one. It's on my most recent video, Leper Messiah, where I broke down how the song came about, what they did in the studio, and the song's legacy. So if you enjoyed this one, I think you'll enjoy that one. Again, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.